Dust2 here. The information in as well is that it was Order that won the pistol. Sorry, the knife round, I should say, not the pistol. They may still win the pistol. And they chose the CT side, so be interesting to see what AVANT can get done on this T side.
Let's see if that's a mistake. Sometimes it does end up coming back to bite you when the T side just gets rolling with the momentum, you know, and actually just starts to run away with things a little. One flash over the top. AVANT takes that long control. Now some contest towards middle as Ustillo doing his classic lobster move on Dust2, pushing up catwalk, trying to have some impact, whether it's with a rifle or a pistol. And the repeak off the back of the flash, trying to pick up Sterling, who he knows is low and trapped up here towards the top right-hand side of mid. Now Sterling getting his smoke ready, and AVANT getting ready to go up onto this A-bomb site with both smokes on the cross, one of them being thrown from middle there.
Yeah, so Sterling's going to get his out okay, despite being on 22 HP. Gyro well aware that that smoke's come from Sterling. It's actually only a single smoke here from AVANT, but it's enough to allow them to progress up. The second smoke does bloom, and they get across onto the bomb site. Ofnu dispatching of Ustillo, Sterling chiming in as well. And they're going to watch and wait for those pushes through the smoke, although Gyra somehow manages to get a double kill there. And it's down to a couple of players from AVANT that have absolutely no HP. Sterling looking for the 3K in the round, and well, so is Alistair.
This is a 1v1 you'll be seeing a lot in this series, and oh, the timing just not quite working out for either of them. Sterling's got to retrieve that bomb. Another repeat for Alistair.
It's all down to one shots for both parties now. No body armor. Alistair's decided to give up the angle. He's just going to fall completely back. It is in the open, but Sterling in a position to kind of land this shot. You can see he's just still shift walking now. He has to make a bit of a move, but Alistair going to be rotating completely around. And I think Sterling just has enough time to place it. Safe and sound on default. Alistair does have the kit, but as I said, a single shot for either party right now. Sterling.
I think Alistair's gamed him here. Sterling might have just seen Alistair, but at long range, the USP almost back him. Sterling does get the shot through, though, and it's AVANT that end up winning the pistol. I kind of like that, though, from Alistair. You know, I feel like he almost made that work, so
I felt like he needed to back himself there.
I honestly think I would have rather see him just hold the bomb from CT. You know, that's just as favourable of an angle as coming up long there. Either way, they were both fine plays. There was, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would have rather seen. Either way, Sterling, he was on 20 HP, remember? Yeah. Ustillo was charging him at the start of the round, and he ends up winning it there. Actually, Alistair firing first there, but because he was crab walking, you're crab walking at that range, trying to shoot with the USP. Unfortunately, the shot doesn't connect now. A very quick one up catwalk from AVANT.
Alistair has to do a lot of work to hold on. First shot goes missing, but the flick is there. And now the distance is closing ever so certainly, but they're starting to lose players left, right, and center. Pressure's going to be commencing from catwalk as they do need to get this bomb plant down. Molotov's going to stop that. And now it's all down to Hazard at the stage. Glil at the distance, but he's tagged down low, 13 HP. And Ricky also going to be rotating off at this moment. Has no body armor. He's going to drop down to CT, and Hazard going to be happy just committing to that plant. But another round down to the singular one-on-one.
Well, it's important to see what Hazard can do from here. I was going to say he's got a Molotov in hand. Now he uses that on short. We'll use it to progress forward, and Ricky's got no idea, not expecting that at all. It's an AK upgraded for Hazard, who gets a 4K in that round, but one might argue that was a bit too close for comfort for AVANT.
Rounds around at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how you grab it, even if it's just one of these individuals firing up. I think AVANT do need to be cautious in some of their approaches, though. Need to make sure they're covering their sectors a little bit more cleanly. Can't be letting it come down to these one-on-ones against these force buys, especially when you've got that territorial advantage.
What do you reckon about that? He's got the fixed fan position, just stuck in one spot, not rotating, you know, not getting even distribution of the air.
I rate that, actually.
Yeah.
If you're the only person there, you know, you get the full force of the fan. You got to love that.
Okay.
Cools you down a little bit quicker.
Elfish guy loves his fans.
I always used to sleep with a fan on when
it's really bad.
I was a kid. That's fine. You know, whatever. I don't care. Kept me comfy. But I never had on like rotating or whatever. It was always just straight at me. Now that I have a girlfriend who I sleep with, just a flex, by the way.
Don't brag, mate.
Yeah, just a flex, by the way.
Sarah real? I don't think I've ever met her.
I have to keep it on.
She went to Jordan's high school. What do you mean?
I have to keep it on a rotate.
Okay. Yeah, because you gotta
You know,
share it
and it's
around.
just like, what? I only get 50% of the fan now. It's not fair.
So
Maybe we should get 2 fans.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to become one of Elfish Guy's fans, patreon.com/elfishguy.
Yep.
What features do we get?
Topics.
You could potentially get toe picks depending on how much you spend.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, just a bit of a play from Order to try to see if they can grab 1 rifle off, but Offnu
Oh, never mind.
gets 2. I think this is a great trap because now Order, they're like, oh, we've got to keep this Galil to keep our money high, and it's a Galil, and we all know how that goes.
Nah.
The Galil's like, okay, come on. Like, I get it. The FAMAS is really bad. But
That's like saying, oh yeah, Karat's okay at Counter-Strike.
yeah, you are.
No.
You got, like, what, 1 or 2 kills against Sonic in that 1v1 at IEM? That's pretty good.
I miss Sonic, actually. Where is he these days?
He's in Melbourne.
Probably doing great things.
I think he's warehouse managing in Melbourne.
There you go.
And studying engineering or something like that. Or maybe he's doing the engineering. He's already done it. I'm not sure. But yeah, something like that.
There you go.
How long ago was that? It's like that Alpha. Go Alpha. Alpha Sydney.
Go Alpha. Oh, man, that
That's
would have been...
That's like Leaz, Chutch, Infrequent.
Sonic and...
Wizard,
Wizard.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Wizard?
Was it someone else? No, it was Kyoto.
Yeah.
I was missing something
That'd
just
probably
before
be
that Wizard joined that
4
lineup.
years ago now. 5 years
Yeah.
ago, maybe.
Now some of those blokes are playing Valorant, man.
I mean, all of them are kind of playing at a top tier somewhere. Except for Bubsy, but Bubsy's still a top tier bloke, so I guess that counts as something, all right?
Guess so.
All right, fast out into B. Ricky's got the AWP, though, and he's not going to be flashed off, but the smoke bloom's just in time to cover it.
Well, Order. Already lost the first player. Ricky is watching. If Hazard peeks his head up at the wrong time, it'll be getting chopped off by an AWP, but... Ooh.
Straight through the smoke.
Star has caught a pop.
Long rotate up through T spawn there. It's a double AWP retake, which means it's quite a difficult prospect. Also, no kits available here for Order. So, difficult one for sure.
Sterling's kind of read this like a book already, but misses the shot, unfortunately. Molotov's going to be dropped off, and this is, I think Order just need to try to contain just to do damage. No kit, no time. Just hold the T's in position, try to damage to make sure the Avant economy doesn't go completely out of whack. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the possibility of losing a couple of guns here, though, on the CT side, though, that does scare me. And Ricky, he was really sharp on Mirage. Missed that first shot, but it's going to be enough to allow Avant out. I mean, Noobster drops. Avant's probably happy with that. They keep 3 guns alive. Get the win. They're up 4-0. You can't complain too much at that point. Let's have a look at this entry from Sterling. Just jumps right up onto Crate, and he still is out of there.
This is starting to get a bit scary now for Order. Still haven't been able to find an answer in some of these gun rounds.
Yeah, they chose to start on the CT side, and this is where you're seeing the momentum getting rolling for Avant. Bit of a missed opportunity with the AWP there. Alistair can't connect on that player running down top mid, which means that we will just be in a even sort of situation to kick things off. Bit of a contest towards long, which I think Order's kind of won. They've taken that control, but it could be a fight in towards bedroom. You're seeing players strafe across back and forth, but Eustilo's there to sort him out with the flashbang, or actually it's a smoke to be able to keep Gyra safe, and that's a great HE nade to be able to chip down some of that damage. And another one. Fantastic response there from Order.
Hazard with a flick of the wrist. Just spinning the knife around. Sometimes you just got no other options.
Well, I think Avant, they need to try and take some catwalk control, to be honest, and that's what they're going to be doing. A Molotov toward the left side of those long doors just to try to flush out a player who could be close there. Ooh, this is a nice angle for Alistair to creep out on. Could be getting himself a freebie. There it is. Gets away with it scot-free as well. He's going to actually shoulders before he chooses to drop the Molotov. He holds it for an extra second. I thought he was thinking about re-aggressing. And he is. He does re-aggress behind the Molotov and go for another repeat. But now Avant going for this mid to B split.
Yeah, it's pretty obviously a mid to B though for Order. And Alistair, oh, he's going to go through the smoke.
That's the bomb.
How's he done that? Oh my god, the AWPs, they're just too good.
That's a disgusting play. That's something you'd see in a pug.
I don't know, we've seen that before. From
Not with
shots
an AWP.
drive by.
Not with an AWP.
Yeah.
Not with an
simple.
AWP, bro.
We saw that, I think, on train, actually, from Alistair as well.
This is just not something that you do.
But maybe because it's not something you do, it is something you do.
Those AWPers just cleaned up all 4 AVANT players.
You know,
It worked, but that's kind of one of those things where it's like, if you're a viewer, don't try that at home in your own games.
you have to do
That's
it
not
at the
gonna
right
work for
point. Yeah. Taking a leaf out of Art's book, maybe.
No scope. Yeah, unfortunately, Alistair a bit over-aggressive there. Doesn't bite him last round, but the confidence that flows through does end up biting him in this round. And now AVANT is going to pick up the pace into this A site. Ustillo doesn't really have any friends or any help over here.
This is some good progression up onto the A-bomb site from AVANT. Much better than what we saw last round, and damage through. Noobster, he doesn't even realize how close he was to getting a frag or 2 there. But AVANT have really slowed the play down, and they've already lost Hazza. Now Apoc's just peeking around that smoke, waits for the second one to come in. Noobster still yet to plant the bomb.
And this is where you're going to get the wraparound from Offnu, which could be the difference maker. If AVANT can buy enough time, actually, while this retake happens, and that's exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be the crossfire between platform or pit. And that flank was just checked. So Offnu has got a great timing window where he can just come in on the flank for free. This is fantastic play.
Well, he's going to have to do it quickly because Valiance has already found the first kill. Offnu does get 1, but it's at the cost of 2 of his mates. Now alone, it has to be Offnu. 2 players left to find. Flashes out there with his pistol. I think they've got it in time, Kev.
Just.
That was getting scary for a second. Yeah, look, if AVANT are on that post plant, just connect a couple more shots, that round's done. Offnu, you know, definitely did his job coming in on the flank, but, you know, some of those players playing from ramp and site just couldn't win their duels.
Well, the saying is it do be like that sometimes, doesn't it?
It do. Forced by Galil, 2 Mac-10s. A Deagle. It's an interesting approach in a round like this, and they're just going to get straight into that B site. Try to apply a lot of pressure to Valiance, who's got a smoke down. He's got some utility to buy some time, but there's a lot of players on this side of the map, and an expedition into middle. Now the flashbang's off of the wall. Valiance almost secures that first frag.
Waiting for the counter flash to come through the CT side, but no counter flashes so far. There's the first one, but nades are going to be chucked his way, and he's just fumbling between everything at this stage. Doesn't drop anything in time. And Offnu with the AK-47, trying to find the edge of the head of his Stillo, but it clips him through the edge of a wall.
A lot of mollies, a lot of HE nades to force these players off the site, and Hazard unfortunately only has a Mac-10 there. That definitely would have been a frag with an AK.
Okay, some of these players from AVANT are low thrown. It really just comes down to how well Order can use this utility. A bit of a knife's edge at the moment. Firepower really isn't there, and it's Offnu just on low HP at this stage. Out comes the utility now to force out from back of sight as well as Carve. Flashbangs, though, not going to blind the players for now. There's no utility left. It's just down to the aim deals. And Alistair trying to open up the best he can, but now it's all down to Noobster dancing around with a Mac-10. Oh! And he's going to clutch it as well. The 3 kills coming out from Noobster with a Mac-10. He's going to upgrade to the AWP as well.
All of that util was in great spots, the mollies and the smokes, and then both of the flashes were just pegged back plat. Like, where was the flash over the top of window? Where was the flash into door or something like that? Oh, even so, Order still got it into the 2-on-1, and there's no way that Noobster should be allowed to win that round with a Mac-10. Either way, Force Bite does work out for AVANT. But Order, they had pretty decent money heading into that last round. So I think they're going to be able to put something together, and with only 1 player surviving for AVANT just with that AWP. T-side money, very resettable. Not a whole lot of loss bonus built up at all. In fact, probably only 1 loss bonus, if anything. Which means this could be the hard reset if Order gets on top of things here.
I mean, odds pretty close now. Kind of just, it's still favoring AVANT slightly.
They go double AWP here. Not bad approach when you're versing a team you know has lackluster money. Yes, they can be a little bit more incentivized to go for an aggressive play, which can catch off the double AWP, but at the same time, less money means less util, which means a lot of the time less flashes.
We've seen Apoc do this before, just straight down mid pretty much and just grab this control nice and early on. And Offnu just going to be leading the charge. But there is going to be an MP9 at close range. Ricky, I don't know if he's spotted out. He has. And that's an AK retrievable for Order as well.
Yep, Balance can pick that one up. Now Avant actually doesn't want to go into B anymore. Still 2 players out mid. Sterling trying to peek towards window with APOC getting him covered, but surely that scoping sound has been heard by Ustillo. Now the walk. Straight up catwalk, but that's where Alistair is in pole position. And like I said, very little utility. 2 smokes, 2 flashes. That's all Avant has. Noops' flashes have to be so on point, or surely Alistair's able to pick at least 1 player on the cross, and then you're in a 3-on-5 trying to get the post plant down. It's the progression smoke and the Avangar smoke. This is anti-AWP smokes coming out here. And Noobstar holding his flashes for the deep lines. Good utility usage from Avant, really limiting Alistair's options to try to go for picks on that cross. And they're going to try and get this bomb plant down for short.
Will go down successfully. No CT's going down just yet. Order happy to play the numbers advantage as they're going to start encroaching in 2 from long, 3 from CT. But APOC just knife out in the middle of the open. Nice little cheeky angle found by Astillo. Still just going to upgrade to the AK, but he can't land that flick onto Astillo, and Sterling has to land a few of these shots. Has also going to be chipping in now, but now it's all down to Sterling, and
beautiful.
He won't be able to get that
That's all
kill.
Ustillo. He gets 3 kills, and he flashes Sterling coming back up onto that retake. That's a fantastic round for Order to win, and that's what I was talking about. Bomb plant makes it a little bit lighter of a blow, but still, just look at the money, man. They're cooked. 2 to 3K with that bomb plant. That's with the bomb plant. That's about as hard of a reset as you get in the current state of the CS economy.
Just great shots coming out from Astillo. This is a bit of an interesting position to play. It's not an easy one, but he makes it work so well.
He's just tapping away. He smokes off short and flashes the site, which flashes Sterling, and then gets another pick.
He flashes Hazard on that peak as well, so...
Just couldn't really have done a better job. Not possible. Couple of upgraded pistols here for Avant. A bit of util. First smoke goes towards long for Offnu, who's going to run over and try to flash some of his teammates out middle, but it's a passive line here for Ustillo at the moment. The man's not on that mid line. He's going to be able to deal with this totally fine.
Still going to go out for the brawl, but that HE grenade, ooh,
wow,
that's going to chunk him down quite heavily, and Ricky is just going to go to absolute town. It does manage to drop, and if Valiance does go down over here, I was going to say, big if, P250 that range against an M4. Going to be quite tricky. I don't think they realise that APOC is actually this close.
Throwing utility makes it look like they do.
I don't think so. The way that they were looking didn't look like they knew APOC was there. If he got the second kill, that would have been definitely a cherry on the cake for Avant there, considering the bomb plant was out of contention. But some damage done. A rifle and at least 2 rifles dropped, so it does force that reinvestment from Order.
Yeah, and the util's not great for Avant, once again. Like, you're looking at the buy. APOC's got full util. Hazard will have to go down to Galil if he wants it. He goes AK armor. Offnu's the one who has to go down to the Galil to be able to get that util.
I think of one thing that I don't really want to run into when I don't have that much util on the T side of Dust2, and that's a double AWP from Alistair and Ricky.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. Like, honestly, this has been fantastic for Order. The AWPs have really been paying dividends against the lack of money a lot of the time from Avant. The flashes just haven't been there a lot of the time.
Well, I think when you look at the Order roster on paper, that should actually be one of the strongest aspects of their play.
At times it is.
Look at Gyro's aggression. They know exactly where they are. They've boxed in all the Ts.
Yeah, I mean, even if he wasn't top mid right now, I think they would probably be making some educated guess. That was meant to be flashing Alistair off the line, but the flash does not connect at all, and he gets the freest kill of his life onto APOC.
Just milling around at the moment. Alistair, just a bit of a shooting gallery at this stage. I don't think you can crab walk into Alistair. This is just pretty much the case of, do you want to give this guy the ace? I don't think there's any other scenario where he's like just wide swinging out, still gets it.
Just give it
through a flashbang, but Offnu, he's going to be the party pooper over here, but the flashbang is going to come through and clean up. Order now hitting a second win coming into the mid stage of their first half here.
Yeah, this is domination. Another save for Avant. Their money has been absolutely cooked for a lot of this half, and that comes down to getting off to a hot start and then winning a couple of clutches and not having good enough money on that T side. You don't have the loss bonus. Well, another pistol round. Big save from Avant.
Stillo getting aggressive, trying to spray down multiple targets. Does pretty well to grab 3, but Nem4's now retrievable. I say that, but he's just detonated by Alistair, who is continuing that form from Train and Mirage, and that's a scary thing.
That's Order securing their money for pretty much the rest of this game here.
It's been a great series from Alistair. You know, it's funny, right? Because we've been talking about him being a bit of an inconsistent player, and I've actually very recently been, you know, doing a bit of a deep dive into the stats on a lot of players in the region, and he's always been one of the guys that's really up there, regardless of what you feel of...
It's not a difference in rating. It's usually a difference in impact.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like you look at it and you think, okay, well, Alistair hasn't done that much this game, but he's still on the board.
That's
Jeez.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? Order has good money, so they can just start going for these missed players. Like, if you don't fear the economic reset, you're starting to get confident. That's a good way to punish those kind of plays, though. Flashing out angles, punishing some of those extremity pushes, actually puts AVANT in a very favourable position until Order can scramble back into position. But I think they're going to be given the time to. In comes the A execute, though, which might halt that. And Hazard trying to run through the smoke, gets punished by Ustillo on a similar angle to that retake. And Order don't feel the need to take this A bomb side anymore. They've got the man advantage. They're totally happy to play retake and just punish any of these pushes from AVANT and retake different areas of the map once the bomb starts to go down.
Smoke's fading, absolutely no one that they can punish on sight, and Noobster just needs to chill out over here. There is no way he can contest CT with lack of flashbangs. He's got some utility to work with, so he's going to be instrumental for this post plant.
Well, plenty of time to play with for Order. They've got 4 defuse kits. Valiant's the man with all the util. Is going to be chucking that. And then popping a shot from Sterling. Luckily, it's not enough to kill him. So AVANT are starting to feel a little bit encroached upon right now. Order is closing the distance, restricting the positions they can play from. And Sterling, not this time, sir. You might back him any day of the week to win a duel like that, but...
Alistair, man. What a bloody game he's having.
It was like AWP kills you, AK kills you.
He's juggling multiple weapons, doing a tap dance, jumping around, doing some air acrobatics, joining Cirque du Soleil, whatever you call it. He's an absolute gamer.
17 kills now. It's really the Alistair, Ricky, and Nistillo combo that's firing up. Even Valiant's chipping in with a couple of these mid-round pushes, and Gyro he's got a solid grasp. That's all you want to ask for, just making the correct calls. As AVANT going to be setting up for this B-side take one more time.
See if it'll work out for them this time.
Surely not. Not with Valiant in this position. You just don't check that angle. Hazard was completely blind.
Oh!
Valiant's might go. Oh, it's an ace.
Give him the ace!
Give him the
It
ace!
is!
He's going to get it!
Oh, man. I think that's a crushing blow, really, for AVANT.
That's just such a disgusting spot to be in when the B push comes through. Valiant makes it look so easy.
He takes 1 point of damage from a stray bullet from Noobster. That's how clean that was.
This is the order we've been missing, man.
Long have we waited? Valiant's activated.
I'm not sure we're at that point just yet.
I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen a clean clip from Valiant's.
Well, I wasn't so much referring to Valiant's, more so to Order in general, because I think, you know, it's one thing to do it against AVANT in the third map of a series that's been relatively tight, but if we want to see peak Order, you know, they're going to need to do it against Renegades in the grand final. They're going to need to take maps off of them, and then I'll start to be convinced.
This last, since we were 5-2, these last 6 rounds have just been domination.
And I think that's case in point.
Jeez, it's just... Somebody stop. Order's got a frag reel for the last 7 rounds. Editing man's going to have an absolute fiesta, choosing what clips he wants. It's like that 2 buttons. It's just like, do I pick the Valiance as the clip of the game, or do I pick Alistair as the clip of the game? And he's just sweating. Which one do you pick?
All of them.
Just chuck them all in. Final round of the half. At least AVANT have got a pretty full-on buy except for Sterling, who does have to go lacking in some utility, but Order. I mean, what do you say about that? Look at their money.
Yeah, ever since they started to get the ball rolling. Wow, this is a good read as well. 4 players towards long. AVANT's not going to contest. They've been mollied off the angle. Order's just going to bully them with the U-tilt. And they take that long control. And in the meanwhile, I mean, nothing's really been taken in response for AVANT. They're kind of meandering around top mid, thinking about going for some catwalk control now.
Mid to B is potentially on the cards there if those smokes do get thrown in, but realistically, AVANT aren't kind of set up for that just yet.
I mean, you've already got Ustillo up in Goose with an AK. Alistair's got his U-tilt. He's over towards Car. If you're going for a catwalk hit, you're going to have a tough time. His Valiant's boosted up right now for that mid to B play. Yep. So I think Order's kind of got all their bases covered right now, to be honest. It's the XE for AVANT. Ustillo ready with the palm tree flashes. He's got 2 of them.
Isn't going to get the opportunity to throw them, has to pull the gun out, and Haz is actually able to run him down. That's a much cleaner entry than you might have expected for AVANT. And double digits may well elude Order as a result. Alistair perched up on top of the car, hasn't spotted a whole lot out either, but AVANT haven't really been able to get off of the site, and that could be problematic now that the smokes do start to fade. You see 2 trying to hide inside of it, but Alistair has the eyes of an eagle.
What is that?
And a bow similar to Legolas. He's hitting everything. Needs the deagle shot now as well. It's APOC in the one-on-one. Alistair knows where he is. That shot doesn't hit. Deagle out in hand. Oh, he's done it, but he won't win the round. Time is not there for him for the defuse. But that was nearly a beautiful clip from Alistair. You can see that was just so frustrating, so close. He nearly had it. But at the end of the day, Order is really feeling like they're doing enough to win this series against AVANT. We'll find out if they can when we come back from the halftime break.
Will you follow me under when I'm crumbling? Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. under when I'm crumbling. Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't wanna be here.
No shortage of unbelievable plays in the first half of Dust2. It's the third map between AVANT and Order, a series which almost always delivers a fantastic result. And we seem to be getting something much akin to that here in the lower bracket final of IEM Beijing 2020 online. Right now, it's AVANT that are backed up against the wall, Order with a 9-6 lead at the end of the half. It's not an insurmountable lead, that's for sure, and AVANT moving on to CT side, it's definitely a side of the map that they can get a bit of work done on. You know, how many times we talk about someone like Sterling on that A-bomb site with the AWP, and this is an AWPer's paradise, as we've seen from Order. Alistair, 23-7 out of that first half. Looking a bit unstoppable at the moment, but someone's going to have to put the brakes on that train from AVANT, otherwise Order runs away with this series, and AVANT, despite winning this matchup in round 1, will be out of the tournament. Sterling starts well, does catch Ricky, and I think it's really important for AVANT to get off on the right foot here in the second half.
Yeah, it's not an unwinnable game by any stretch. You know, a 9-6 half, they just need to get rolling on this CT side. So far, so good. They found that first pick. Apoc's got a pretty good timing in lower dark, hearing all of the footsteps. AVANT knows exactly what's going on, but will they be able to stop them getting on this A site?
That's the question, isn't it? Hazard trying to lock this down the best he can with that P2K, and he's doing quite well, but there's just too many Glock shots raining out. Apoc does decide to make that move. He slaps a new clip into that CZ, but Stillo's definitely popping off at this stage. 3 kills and looking for the 4th, gets the dink and softens up Noobster, and he completes the killing blow as well as Stillo just holds firm and just guns down everyone trying to come up short. Phenomenal stuff coming out from him. He's really stepped it up. Now he's also hit 20 kills alongside with Alistair. And this is now looking a bit more scary for AVANT. Not over just yet, as you said, but losing the pistol is going to make the job a lot harder coming back into this.
Interesting that Sterling chose not to buy anything on that CT pistol. So he's got about an extra $800 in the bank account. And he's going to invest a lot of that in this round. The strafe across mid doors is not going well for Noobster. He's already copped the tag there against Alistair. Probably not someone you want to be taking a heads-up duel with. And Order's also got this long control as well. Interesting setup for AVANT. 2 players in towards car. Going to try and play a bait setup with Sterling up on the site. See if this is a recipe for success. Hazard fighting intentionally. Wants to go out and die and create some space for his teammate to multi-frag.
Well, Ustillo's got a molly. There's a HE nade there as well for Ricky. There's no shortage of utility, but Order's not even going to check car. Are you serious?
No one's checked car, and they've just got absolutely railed out of this server. AVANT, that's a huge round. And now Alistair is being tagged out, trying to do his best to fight and survive, but there's just too many targets as Order. They don't clear their sectors. They get punished for that.
Not
deservingly so.
Not a single person looking
No
at car.
one.
Always check your blind spot, man. Always got to check to your right, or you're making that turn onto the A-bomb side, all right? Let that be a lesson to you. That was a horrific accident.
And that is a huge upgrade for AVANT, where there's just rifles to retrieve, their economy, huge injection in the arm and Order. They're skint now. This is a huge turnaround. That was a... Don't want to say it's a costly result just yet, because it could still be still too early.
No, Dan, that changes the landscape of the half entirely. In my mind, you know, you see Order deal with that force buy, continue on the momentum. Different story. Now Order's got to go for their own force buy. The Eagles and Armor, a Scout. AVANT could just lock this one down. Then they go into the anti-eco. Then they have a really strong economy on the CT side, and it could be 9-10 for them. That's a completely different game than we were seeing in that first half. That's what I was saying, 9-6. It's not undoable. So, you know, Order was definitely playing better individually in that first half. But AVANT still scraped away a couple of these clutches, a couple of these close rounds. Seems to be going pretty well for AVANT. Chipping some damage down. They found that first pick. Very little util left for them, so this is where they just need to use a weaponry advantage to lock down some of these longer angles, because they're not going to be able to use that util to slow these deagling players down anymore.
Oh, dirty. But Sterling responds.
That's not the player you want to see starting to get warmed up now. Because he can definitely be the difference maker. Had a quiet first half.
Hang on a moment. Stilo's got an AK to work with.
Definitely not unwinnable. A lot of CT split up on different angles. Need to converge at the same time.
He's just going to need to time it correctly, look in the correct direction at the right time. And
Wow.
to be fair, he did. But Sterling, well, he's got a scope in his hand there and 4 kills in the first round that we've seen it in his hand. I wonder if that is a little bit of a metaphor as to what might be coming in the rest of this half.
Well, he would be the man who needs to step up for AVANT. I mean, all of them do, but he's the win condition on Dust2 in particular for AVANT. We've seen it time and time again. Also, wouldn't mind seeing Offnu start to warm up a little bit. He had a good game last map on Mirage, actually, even though AVANT did lose it. But we've definitely seen some ballistic games from Offnu on Dust2 before. He can definitely be a difference maker.
Definitely. Remind me of that game where I think he was on Chiefs playing against Fnatic at IEM Sydney and just terrorized them on Dust2.
He's just running up catwalk by himself with an AUG, just killing, and all these Swedish guys were like, what the hell's going on? Who's this guy? Just running at me.
Order don't really have anyone to blame but themselves for this sticky situation that they've got themselves in.
That was ludicrous. I've never seen anything like that before. Just no one. Not even one player checking car. Not even one.
It's like that meme where you just go, oh, just pretend. So that's the head tag coming out from the Zeagle. Oh, but you can't have a weapon that does 145 in one. It just happened. Oh, it's not relevant. There's too many angles. No relevant angles, Mitch says. There's one.
Well,
No. Where's your analysis now?
Deagles do nothing. And that is going to be very good for AVANT's money. And this is what I was talking about. They're 9 and 10. They've got really good money. The AUG gets dropped over. The AWP gets equipped. All right. This is where Order needs to slow this momentum train down. But it takes more than just this round, you know. They have to win consecutive gun rounds.
Let's see what the setup's going to be for AVANT, because it doesn't look like it'll be the solo holdover on B just yet. Noobs is straight in there, but he's got a couple of players in mid, and that makes you think, well, at least one of them's floating on the B side.
Yeah, they're leaning more heavily towards a mid to B, at least at the start. And that's where Offnu's aggressive cat, this is what I was talking about. You want to see Sterling and Offnu just given free reign, because those are the two players that can really take over this CT side half for AVANT. I love to see this. This is peak Offnu right now.
Oh, he's restraining himself.
Yeah, it was... Look, he had a few cheeky little peeks. Hazard's going to smoke cat off for him in a sec. 1:05 on the clock. Smoke goes down. Offnu going to Molotov off Xbox. Doesn't want to let them start getting up anytime soon. Actually gets put out by that smoke, which just thrown on the door.
I think you threw it a little bit too far.
Hazard doesn't have a flash for him, and he actually Molotov's long cross. That's very curious. They're going to keep fighting over catwalk here, AVANT. Don't want to give it up. There's actually 4 players over here towards A. Bit of a standoff. Flash from Sterling, sending Offnu in. That's going to be the difference maker, but the anti-flash, actually Jara, he was the one who was white, but he pre-fires and gets it.
And our trades are working heavily in the favor until Sterling. This is Sterling's calling, but Jara just so good on these entries. Is the difference maker for Order as the brawl just resolves barely in the favor of Order. Our noobs are trying to hightail it up short to try to take advantage of trying to sneak his way into a favorable position. Gets the dink onto Astillo. Doesn't know where Jara is, who's just playing hidden at Goose for now. The loosey-goosey business as Order decide to swing. A double swing as Gyro completes it with 3. Retrieves the AWP and Order finally managed to break the momentum. But there's still money for Avant to work with.
That was definitely Gyro who won them that round. This kill, denying Offnu, he was actually anti. That
3
next
flashes.
Yeah, the next flash gets him actually. I think at least one of them was the T flash there. But Avant, they definitely did something a little bit sneaky there. They threw, I mean, I don't know if it necessarily has a name. What I used to call is like, you throw one crap flash intentionally or one just default flash and then you follow it up with another one. And Order are going to follow up that round win with a quick one into B here.
It's a good flash that forces Noobster away from the window, and already Apoc's dropped. So Order
Gyra
are looking very good to win another round on the T side, bring it up to 12, increase that gap to 3, and put Avant right back where they started at this second half. It was 9-6 coming in.
Dude, even if Gyra doesn't do anything the rest of the half, job done. Like these last 2 rounds, the most critical rounds for Order to start to get rolling. Get that confidence and that momentum back after Avant got a really strong economy. Very sharp entries on the T side, AK.
Yeah, and Avant, not much choice outside to save theirs and probably just eco or force buy behind it. They don't really, I mean, the loss bonus still isn't there just yet. So in the last 2 they've dropped, so still going to be a while
It's
before.
gotta be an eco, yeah. Eco around these guns. Maybe drop
Do you
them some...
force maybe a couple of pistols behind this, or?
Oh, it's not a force. You just buy some deagles around it, I reckon. Even up that money. Although it's a tough decision to make, right? Because even next round, with that 2k in the bank, like you're looking at 4 to 4.5k. Yeah, I much prefer this actually, now that I think about it a little bit more. Because what are you saving for? You know, next round you're going to have that 4 to 4.5k, maybe 4.8k. You're not going to have good util anyway. And M4s and armor without too much util is not great on Dust2. You still are out long. Rest of the lads going straight into B. Noobster in position with the MP9. But again, Gyra on the entries just eliminates APOC. And now the Molotov on top of Noobster.
Well, what can he do about that? Absolutely nothing. And Offnu, very quick. But Alistair, a little bit quicker. Ready and waiting with the trigger held down. And that is another very good looking round from Order. You still are just pushing out into mid.
I think it was coming from long, actually. He
Oh,
got
was
out
it?
to blue bin ages ago.
Who was the one that pushed out into mid?
That was Gyra
Right.
running through the smoke
Yeah.
after getting the entry on APOC, which was probably the most important kill because it could have mopped as Order came through that choke point. So I mean, almost every single gun round for the last couple, Gyra's gotten the most impactful frags.
Yeah.
On that rifle.
Impact in HD. That should be his new alias.
Thank God he finally changed his name.
As you finally
Or he
changed it from
his name
Sniper in
ages
HD.
ago. Yeah.
Imagine calling yourself Sniper in HD and actually not sniping.
All right, well, I don't know really what to say because I felt like this game was turning around in the favor of Avant after the first couple of rounds in this half. But Order are in a very dominating position right now. This is one of those situations that I was talking about. At least Avant has some loss bonus, but you're looking at Order, like, look at their money, man. They could just buy and buy and buy the rest of this half, especially if they have a clean anti-eco here. Which means the CT side has to win clean gun rounds back to back to back to back to have any chance when Order's up 14-9.
I'd say your statistics looking like it might be getting a little bit better, Pilski.
I think this is like, I don't know what number I would put it on, but for most teams from this position and the CT side, I'd say this is like a 20% to win. Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Well, 4 out of the last 5 have gone to Order on Dust2. Maybe it's going to be 5 out of the last 6. The way this is trucking along. Sterling, Offnu and Hazza just pistols, and, well, no heads either. Usilo and Gyro
Five
are
alive.
kind of banging these last few
Dude,
rounds.
look at that money. What do you...
It's like the CT side all over again.
Now they go double AWP. But, like, is that what you want? I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess you have
Against
to, yeah.
Order, like, they're just running... They're running fast strats, man. They're going fast.
And there's no go next, unfortunately. This is it.
Well, it's a long contest. Sterling has no supportive flashbangs for his teammates.
They've already just come out, but there's a flashbang from Offnu, which is going to work an absolute charm. There's another one for Hazard to enable the re-peek. And that's Hazard just taking long control by himself.
There was no flashes from Order. Actually, all three of those riflers were just running out dry by themselves. No one was throwing those supportive flashes over the top.
It might have been a bit too complacent from Order.
I think they were trying to hit the timing, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe they expected a short setup.
Well, it didn't work out for them, whatever the case. So they have a lot of work to do to dig themselves out of trouble. Gyra does hit the timing.
Surely he doesn't win
He
this
just
round
did that
for them.
against APOC. Just shoulder steps him, dinks him through the door, and just rolls
Noobs is
forward.
actually alone on this side of the map, by the way, and Valiant's still throwing utility towards A, is keeping the rotations in position. Off New mining mid. Noobs goes down here. This round's done. Valiant's even controlling those mid rotations.
Molly's going to come out, but Noobster shuts down, I would say, the danger man at the moment. It's all down to Alistair, who's going to flash through a couple of times, retrieves a bit of utility, crawls close to the smoke, but there's just all these rotations coming forward at the moment.
Ooh.
He's trying to sneak his way through, try to gather the timing. It's going to work for one. He spots out the shoulder off Nu. He also sprays that one down, but he's been dinked out over here. And Hazard, thinking about denying this, he'll come in and he'll make sure to clean up the forward or can get that bomb plant down. Still a bit of a costly one. And I don't know if they can actually get M4s on all their players.
Yeah, it's not like they can drop 2 M4s, but then again, somewhat limited utility on some of the players. Someone has to go without, which means down to a FAMAS or an MP9. At least they retained the double offs, which makes this buy look a lot more competitive than if they'd lost those. As for Order, no problems at all. Just continue buying. By the time they run out of money, that's when they'll have the loss bonus kicking in. So it's just buy rounds back to back to back to back to back for Order the rest of this half. Very passive positions for Avant. No aggression on Catwalk. They've secured that long control, so that's pretty nice. Do get that nade onto Ricky, which makes him 1Bable with the M4 at least. Now Order, throw the smoke on door. Start to get across towards Catwalk. Sterling on this off angle that he likes to play. See if he can catch someone coming up Catwalk on a off timing. Sometimes he will aggress off the back of that, but not this time. A lot of util being held for Avant here. I like that.
Well, Epoch, keeping an eye on mid, so is Sterling. So they'll be aware that Order is in there now. But Order just decides to retreat back on out.
The dribble smoke out from Yastillo in uppers, keeping those two players at B quite concerned. Now the both side of the smokes on the cross towards mid to B. And it looks like a mid to B split. APOC being very cheeky. Is he just going to commit to that? Wow. With the FAMAS.
Might be the master stroke.
Ballsy, because they've all got utility out, but it's the FAMAS at close range. You can only spray down one, and Noobster is going to be caught off by Valiant, who's just steamrolling forward. There's still a lurker at mid. 7 seconds left, but the plant will go down. Will they suspect Gyra here? Offnu does due diligence and checks, but Gyra has been so good so far. Eventually going to be traded out to force us down to a 2-on-2. An AWP and an 8K against an AWP and an M4. Few flashbangs for Avant to work with.
Avant's going to have to go for this retake. You just can't give Order 15, much as they might prefer not to have to take the 2-on-2 on B, and you still owe. Oh, he shut it down. Alistair gets the second, and that is that. Order up to 15.
Money's cooked for Avant.
It wasn't even close. The retake didn't even look like it was going to be winnable for Avant.
Wow. What a performance from Order in this last map.
I mean, I'll put it this way. Still and Alistair are both about to drop 30s.
Yeah.
And it's not as if the rest of Order haven't had a decent performance or cameo performance. Ricky was good on the CT side as a double AWP. Gyra has been so good in those 3 or 4 rounds of the entries, and Valiance has chipped in as well.
Order well aware of the economic situation they put Avant in. Don't need to do anything crazy. Just punish the aggression. Do something simple, go together. Use that utility advantage that you've got. Just look at it. So many more grenades. I'm very surprised they double walk out mid there. Must have had a good read. Because that is a scary play to go and do against a low bite.
It's actually kind of one of the tendencies that we've seen from Water so far on Dust2. If you remember what happened on Long as well, they just sort of tried to run out long doors, dry.
Well,
I mean, it's
a good
worked
read.
out. And AVANT, to be fair, didn't really have that much of a chance of defending anyway. What were they going to do for Masters and Scouts? That's it. Offnu is done, and so is the map. And